It's Hip Hop and R&B on 103.5 The Beat with Papa Keith live. And, this intro, I'm going to do it a little bit differently. The distinguished
Oh, Lord.
former chairman,
Here we go.
District 1 Commissioner, former mayor of the city of Miami Gardens, District 1 Commissioner, Miami-Dade County, one and only, Oliver Gilbert III is in the building. Welcome, OG.
PK, it's always good to be here, bro.
Yes,
it's always
is.
good to be here.
First and foremost.
You always get me, though. Like, we'll be sitting here talking to you like, it's 103.5 The Beat, your home, bro. You just go right into it. It shocks the hell out of me every time.
Man,
Yeah, okay.
It's my way of getting everybody's attention so I can deliver.
I'm here for
it. First of all, I want to talk about the honoring you got the other day from the your former city. It's always going to be your city, so to speak.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's in your district. City of Miami Gardens. They had an amazing Juneteenth event, and you were honored there. Can you please speak about that?
Yeah, it was an extraordinary Juneteenth event. It was organized by Councilwoman Katrina Wilson, and they honored me as Man of the Year, and I appreciate it. And you're right, Miami Gardens will always be my city, will always be my home. Mm-hmm. So I was born and raised in Miami Gardens, second mayor, now I represent them. They're the heartbeat of, kind of the central point of my service. That's my service grew out of Miami Gardens. And wanting to do better for them actually helped me do better for everyone else. And so I appreciate the honor. It was an incredible event. As always, Miami Gardens does things, kept first class. It was an incredible event. Most of all, what I loved about it was I loved the camaraderie, I loved the people there, and I loved the idea that we got a chance to talk for a second. What I called it was a family conversation. A family conversation because, I am not immune to, everything that's happening around us. I don't let it steal my joy, so you're going to still see me out there doing what I do. But I understand how people, not just people are struggling, the atmosphere is so tense with immigration and taxes and inflation and tariffs and understand this, and because there's been this sense in our community in some respects that we did our part, we told you all it was going to be this way, and now it's your time to fight. No, our time to fight never ends.
Yeah,
we're the conscience and character of this country. We're the people in this country who has had the most done to them for the most part, and the folks who actually still wake up every day and believe in the American promise. We can't stop doing that. We can't stop speaking up for that. So
let me ask you this on that note, because that's a good one, because we actually brought up that topic on our That Part Podcast 305 with Janae Tate. But do we have to fight as hard this time around?
We absolutely do, because more is at stake. Listen, America is reborn every 2 years when we elect people.
Yeah,
America is reborn. Who we are going to be is reborn. And so when you say not fight as hard, listen, first of all, if they're doing something that doesn't affect you today, they will be doing something that does affect you tomorrow. But not to quote Dr. King, but he said injustice anywhere is injustice everywhere, because and the idea is that you can't contain it. You really can't. If you're saying that you can deport, people just because you think they're not supposed to be here, don't think they're gonna stop at them. Don't think that we have due process for a reason. We have the rule of law absent the rule of men for a reason. We years ago when this country was founded, we were founded on the idea that no one person was right, that we should give every person the same process. And that process, whatever the process was, that's what we're going to define as fairness. How we codify fairness in the law is due process. And so if you can put everybody through the same process and get to your results, that's fine. If you can't, that's fine. But we require that process for everyone. That has to be the thing that we're talking about. We have to be talking about the fact that this country needs to reflect us. Like not reflect us just how we look, but reflect us in our goodness. Mm-hmm. We are not bad people. We just want opportunity. Mm-hmm. That opportunity can exist for everyone.
Listen, as an attorney, you can attest to due process and just that whole system for sure. It's rooted in you. But thank you for getting into that. I also want to get into something else. You and I share a common interest in our youth, in our future. Yeah. You know what I mean? And you have an amazing program that I'm actually able to benefit from. Can you speak to that?
Yeah, so it's our summer internship program. And we do a lot of programs throughout the year for young people. And that's primarily because when I was growing up in Miami Gardens wasn't a city, and people didn't do programs like this for us. They didn't have summer internship programs like that when I was growing up. They didn't take kids on trips around the country when I was growing up. They didn't give them laptops and computers. We didn't do all those things. And so every summer we recruit kids from the community, and we give them internships with businesses around the community. And so you have one of the interns here, and she's doing a fabulous job, I'm sure.
She is.
Yeah, and so, but I hear from employers all the time, and I hear from the interns and their parents all the time, because you're giving them experience they wouldn't normally have gotten, and we actually pay them. And so it's something that we go out, and I raise the money for it every year. The program was actually started back when Barbara Jordan was the commissioner for District 1. When I became commissioner for District 1, I committed to making it larger, and so we've done that every year.
Yeah, great
and so
job.
we keep doing that because I want these young people to have access to opportunity that I didn't have. And so I'm not, confused. I am blessed, and I've been successful in life. I went away to FAM, came back here, graduated from UM's law school, prosecutor, practicing attorney, partner in a law firm, councilman, mayor, commissioner, chairman. All of those things are great, but it doesn't need to be as hard for them as it was for me. So I don't want them to have the struggles that I had. I don't want them, I didn't know no lawyers. I didn't know any lawyers. I didn't know anybody who could help me, point me in the right direction. I was just figuring it out as I went along.
Yeah.
And so that we need to make it easier for them. We need to make it easier for them to do better than us. I don't want them to do what I've done. I want them to outperform me in every way possible.
That part.
Because that's how our community grows. And so I wake up with that idea. I serve with that idea. And so we'll do things for every segment of the community, but I pour a lot of resources into our kids because I think that we need to pay attention to their maturation as adults, because their maturation as adults is going to largely define whether we're successful as a community.
Absolutely. I want to thank you also for giving me my first opportunity to do stuff in the community, Lake Lucerne. We always could share that memory. You know what I mean? That's down in the history books, and you continue to give me opportunities to serve the community because you also see something in me, right?
Absolutely.
And I hit you up, and I'm like, Commissioner, it's Caribbean American Heritage Month, and we need to do something, and we need to do something like this. And you're like, all right, just let me know what you want to do, and da-da-da-da. And here we are with an event this Saturday called Sounds of the Caribbean, where we are paying homage to the sound system and DJs, which is how I got involved with the music and with Caribbean music. So people are really, really excited about it. It's happening at Walt Frazier Park, a.k.a. Carroll City Park. Yeah. And thank you for that opportunity. And it's going to mean so much to the community and so many other people, that we are honoring our Caribbean Americans here in the city also of Miami Gardens.
No, it's important. I'm happy you called me, and I'm happy we're doing it. Look, my family, my mom's side of the family, they were Bahamian. They're Bahamian. And so sometimes we don't really pay attention to the extraordinary contributions that people from the Caribbean have actually made to what, South Florida is. When you talk about the city of Miami being really the oldest, most established, the largest city in the state of Florida, you got Black Bahamians who actually signed the charter for the city of Miami. We built this place. We've been here in the formation. We've been here the entire time working. Yep. And so finding a way to actually honor that heritage, to actually and to bring everybody together, because we fall into this thing sometimes where I'm Jamaican, I'm Bahamian, and they're Jamaican, and they're Trini, and they're Haitian. And listen, y'all, they're different stops from the same boat. Those are different stops on the same boat.
Right.
I don't want to hear none of that. What I want to hear is how we can find not what's different about us, but what's unique, what's the same about us.
Yeah, the common ground.
The common ground, and how we actually unite. Right before I walked in this room, I was reading my phone. The president just ended TPS for all Haitians, 500,000 people eligible to be deported, just like that. Just like that. Mm-hmm. And so we need to find ways to not just have fun. And we're going to have fun. Listen, hopefully we're going to create another one of those viral dance videos.
Right.
Yeah, we're going to get this. I don't know what I'm going to do. Because, when the videos come out, I'd be a little gone. Right. But I don't know what I'm going to do. But hopefully we make one of those viral dance videos. But I hope while they're on the page, they hear the things we're talking about. They hear the things I'm talking about things like actually protecting TPS for Haitian Americans, our brothers and sisters from Haiti, and finding ways to actually build opportunities for all Americans. This country was never meant for the people who were just here. If it were the case, there'd only be Native Americans here with opportunities.
Exactly.
Everybody else who came here, they came here with the same basic idea that they could build a better life. How do we ensure that? And that needs to be the same for people from Honduras, Haiti, Bahamas, Jamaica, Africa, wherever it is. I'm okay with that, because that's the original American promise, that we have to be the final executors of. And so
That's
I appreciate
what's up.
that.
So join us this Saturday. We're going to have a good time from 4 p.m. until 8 p.m.
We're going to have
at
a good
Fresh
time.
Park. All right.
And listen, don't forget now. Listen, I went to Miami Northern Senior High School. I'm a Vike for life.
Yes.
I'm a Viking. But the West Fest picnic is this
Yes,
week.
I'm
going to be stopping by there. I'm
Yeah.
going to be stopping by there. My dad was a Bull, and so I try to. And I'm very fond of the fact that that black leadership in South Florida in some ways was born at Northwestern.
Yes, definitely.
And so, but I tell them all the time, listen, the best thing about people from Northwestern is they had kids who went to Norland. So yeah, all their kids went to Norland. We went to Norland. So
Yes.
but it's always a good time. I got a hospitality tent out there, so if you know me, fall through. We're gonna have a good time out there. I love the camaraderie. I love seeing everybody. People I've known all my life, people who I'll meet for the first time, but it's always a good time. So we got the West Fest, we got our Caribbean Heritage event.
Yep.
We're going to have a busy weekend, but it's going to be a busy weekend with all of us together. So that's going to be an extraordinary thing.
One last question for you, sir. We've had our first female Miami-Dade County mayor. I would love to see us have our first black.
Oh, I would too. Yeah. I would too. Hallelujah.
I mean,
Praise the Lord.
how does the landscape look, brother?
Listen, it's so interesting when people talk about being mayor. They never mention me specifically. Well, not to say people, because some people do, but there's like you do.
Okay.
But it's I just focus on the leadership that I'm providing right now. And so what I tell people all the time is I wake up every day and try to be the very best commissioner I can be. How I approached becoming a county commissioner was I didn't even think about being a county commissioner. I thought about being the very best mayor of Miami Gardens and representing them and building something and showing people, not with my words, but with my deeds and with my results. And I think those things actually reward themselves. So I don't know where my path of service will take me. I do know that I believe and I love this county. I love this county. I believe, I travel the world and I represent the county. And what I say to them, I say to everyone who can hear us today, 53% of Miami-Dade County was born in a different country. When you talk about the world being an international, this is the international city.
Yeah.
We're a place that's showing people how diversity can work. And are we perfect? No, but we are young. We are young, and we're going to be the heartbeat of this hemisphere. That's what's going to happen. And so I'm vested in that. I'm invested in that. And how we grow and how we become what we're meant to be, it's largely going to be people like me and largely people like you, people who believe in an inclusive Miami-Dade County and not an exclusive Miami-Dade County. People believe in opportunity and not shutting people away and pushing them down. People understand that you're not going to always be rich, but just because you were born without something doesn't mean that's how you have to live and doesn't mean that's how you have to die. We can actually build it. And that's for everybody, whether they speak Haitian Creole, Spanish, English, Portuguese, no matter what it is. I believe in us. I believe in us, and I hope that that always comes through.
Yeah.
All right.
Well, whatever your next steps are, it's going to be amazing, and we're going to be lucky to have you, sir. I'll tell you that
appreciate
much.
you.
All right. Big shout out to our very own Commissioner Oliver Gilbert III, the distinguished gentleman himself, the man of the year. Thank you so much for all that you do for all of us, and you've even helped me in other districts. Just to let you know the history of how this man has looked out for me when I'm in times of need to do good. So thank you so much, brother. I love you.
All right, love you too, brother.
All right.